Welcome back to Dimebag Darren World Headquarters here. The corner of my living room where I kept it. It's still in the same place. I didn't move it cause it's very heavy and I am very lazy. We're getting on to a 4-roll search. We're gonna look at these 4. They're the last 4 from the box. This is roll number 10.1. Roll number 10.1. I'm giving them all numbers now. This is roll number 10.1. Well, then that muscle would need massage. That's where I come in. You know, get yourself some Bengay and then rubbed on there nice. You know, by the fire. Cook you up some noodles. Fudge. It's another one on the floor. The floor is worth $2 more since the beginning of this whole experimentation. My brainification. That actually had some really cool toning on it. I'm not sure if that translates. Yeah, it does. Hang on a sec. I can brainificate that for you. Got this little purpleness. You see it. I think you do. Let me try something. Tried to turn on HDR. Maybe that'll give cooler colors. Anyway, we're not keeping it. Just saying. I thought it was fairly purty too. Not purty enough to keep. You know. Purty enough to want to look at real close like, you know. You know what I'm talking about. Not pretty enough to keep, but I'd like to get right on in there and check it out one time. Maybe twice or 3 times. Maybe even a few more. When something's pretty, it tends to keep me around. And sometimes I run away like a scared schoolboy. Oh my God, if I get too close to that pretty thing, I shall surely derail. Some pretty things can make you do that. Earlier miners, gold was pretty enough to derail them in a lot of cases. People lost their minds over that golden substance called gold. I don't know why they called it gold, but they did. All right, we got 2 out of roll number 1. They're nothing to talk about. They're nothing to live without. And they are... There they are. Okay. So once again, the 3 soldiers on the lookout. We got the radio man, we got the guy with the binoculars, and hopefully that's somebody giving them cover, because the guy with the radio was always a target. You could take out the guy with the radio, somebody else got to run over and grab that radio, because that's important. And there's a lucky loony, except that one looks a little stainedy. But as you can see, it's got the old Canada flag in there with the Olympic symbol, and we've seen this one a few times before. Nothing special going on here, unfortunately. And that's okay. All right, roll number 2, roll number 2, roll number 2, roll number 2. Yeah. All right, here's the first 2. We always like to take 2 and drop them in, and then just make sure they're sitting flat. And if you've done that, then all the other ones you're dropping in should fall flat. Just like that. Well, it's a 2022, so no wonder it looks so nice. Every once in a while, when you see one that looks that nice, you look at it and it's not a 2022. And then it's like, yeah, I think I might just hang on to you because I'd like to see you in somebody's book representing, 2018 or whatever year you happen to be. So you've got to keep the real blazers. You just have to grab them while they're still blazing, get them the hell out of circulation almost no matter what year they are. Because you're going to want to use them in a book for somebody just to represent their year as a regular loon. And you don't want one of these dingy old crapola ones, ideally. Okay. That was a clean sweep, brothers, sisters. We got hosed. Bye, John. We're making this video live if you're watching it afterwards. I do my lives with a live audience. And then afterwards, this will go up as a video of its own, as a 4-roll hunt. Because that, in its essence, is what it is. What are we going to get out of 4 rolls? Even though these happen to be, this is roll number 10.3. And it is almost the final roll of this entire box. So there'll be one more wrap-up video of what was in the box. And then that's that. Then the box either gets researched for doubling and other coining things to look for, or it gets returned to the bank. We do have some brand new loonies coming out shortly. They are not in any of these, not yet. Well, nothing there either. We're getting really stymied, and that's all right. It happens. I mean, didn't you see that roll where I got like a whole pile of, cool things? Well, that wasn't this one. This is the opposite of that. This is that one's loser brother who got involved in drugs at an early age and now doesn't have any direction for his life. No, wait a second, I know him. Widen out that picture and move my camera just a little bit. The Mevo camera that I bought specifically for the live streaming from karaoke is also the camera I used for the overhead shot. Now, I don't know that I would own this camera if it wasn't for the need to live stream the karaoke, but it is also the camera that allows me to do the live stream that I do from the motorcycle, which is pretty cool. And I do have an upcoming air show in the next weekend here. I may go to that, and if I do, I will live stream as much of the air show as I can. If I go. Can't promise, but it is really, really close. And now with the motorcycle, I can get in, I think, more cheaply. And I think I can get parked somewhere decent right away. Well, we got one more out of there. Which is actually a pretty good reason. Now, this is a different Lucky Looney, 2016. Another one is the Lucky Looney, and then there's that one. Okay, so now this is leaning into it because it actually says Lucky Looney on it. But as you can see, we were and have been referring to Lucky Looney for pretty much any of the ones that are related to the Olympics. And as you see down there at the bottom, we've got the good old Canadian maple leaf. We've got the rings for the Olympics. There's another mint mark there beside it on the right, as well as our great big main mint mark right at the bill of the duck. So they did work very hard on making this very complicated. A very nice coin when you get right down to it, but not much of a find for 4 more rolls. And that's the way we end up doing it. 3 more coins, and we are done. A whole box. $1,001 Canadian coins. Hope you followed along. Didn't find everything a guy would want, but that's how it goes. Thanks for tuning in to Dimebag Darren World Headquarters here in the corner of my living room. We'll be back again with something new, something soon. But for now, we gotta say bye-bye. I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. So long. Thanks for coming. Bye.